Are you having fun watching the airplanes, Lily? You see the airplanes?
Okay, one more good maneuvers for you. One of my favorites is when I really get to feel the wind beneath my wings. That to me, when I feel the wind grab this airplane, and I get to see it. I love it. Alright, let's back it up. Let's get out of here. Oh, it makes me laugh. You know what? Because as I say, I'm going to give you an encore. We're going to do that again. They put the song, but hey, what the heck? We're going to do it again. Hold it down, dude. Get the motor. We got time. I like that. All I can say, love. I love it. I love it. Come on, baby. There we go.
Pulled back on the stick now nearly 9 times. The force of gravity pushing Jeff back into the seat. Boy rolls on the way up as he gets set for his first maneuver. Now out of forward airspeed, he'll pull it down over onto his back, spiraling down, hanging from the straps in the inverted flat spin. Continuing revolution ground, rapidly losing altitude at over 170 miles an hour. Jeff will chop the power, kick in opposite rudder to stop the rotation of the spin. Now boy will go straight down, driving over at nearly 230 miles an hour. He'll check upside down, hanging on those straps before pulling back on the stick. Nearly 10 times the force of gravity as he works again up into the vertical, rolling on the way up. Jeff Berman, the 2010 U.S. National Aerobatic Champion. Taking it a little left rudder, right forward stick, and a hammerhead turnaround. Now hanging it on the wing, in a knife edge spin at over 160 miles an hour. Rapidly losing altitude, he's working right off the deck at Airshow Center. Checking knife edge back into the upright. During Jeff's full performance here this afternoon, Jeff will be experiencing up to 10 positive G's and nearly 6 negative G's. Pushing it over. Now on the 45, he'll work down, rolling the aircraft back towards Airshow Center. The extra 300L has a roll rate of over 360 degrees per second. Jeff Berman getting an early start in aviation. At the age of 17, earning his private pilot's license. As a kid, Jeff flew RCs. He continues to fly radio-controlled models today. In addition to his airshow flying, Jeff also is a competition pilot. Is a captain of the U.S. National Aerobatic Team, competing in competitions all across the world. Now a little bit of rudder, he'll hang it down on the knife edge, driving back towards Airshow Center. Working right off the deck, trading off some of that altitude for some airspeed with a top speed of nearly 250 miles an hour. A full at Airshow Center, nearly 10 times the force of gravity. As Jeff drives skyward, now watch closely, on forward airspeed. He'll flatten things out at the top, still rolling. As he gets some forward movement, still left on the wings, rolling his way out to Airshow right. Now inverted, there comes those outside negative G's. He'll continue to push the aircraft all the way till its maximum limit, out of forward airspeed. Dumps it off. Coming back down in the inverted flat spin, hanging by the straps. In the extra 300L, give him a big wave as he comes by. Jeff Berman, representing the Air National Guard. If you'd like to learn more about the Air National Guard, you can visit them on their website at goang.com. It's a great opportunity for young guys and gals looking at getting a head start with their education, with up to switch. Apparent to you now directly over the top. Jerry grew up in Lancaster, Missouri. They are both military trained pilots, Jive flying the F-15 and the F-4 Phantom, the F-4 being built here in St. Louis, Missouri. And they're flying a twin set of RV-8s. Now, RV does not stand for recreational vehicle. It is, in fact, the initials of the man who designed a whole series of RV aircraft, Richard Van Green. That is where an amateur builder gets to put it together and
Can you
fly
wave hi?
it himself or herself, as the case may be. Stress for aerobatics, economical to build, quick when it's going across country, stable on the ground in the tail wheel or the nose wheel environment. And as a proof of their success, the RV-8s in this maneuver they call the Heart Attack, heading straight towards the crowd. Our two home state representatives draw you a heart in the sky. St. Louis, this one is just for you. How about a big round of applause for Joe Shenley, call sign Rifle, Jerry Jive Kirby, call sign Jive, of course. Okay, off your right, hammerhead turns. Kick left rudder now. As they make their way in at a closure rate of close to 400 miles an hour, they'll be setting up for the opposing rolls at show center. All right, upside down, right side up, upside down, right side up. You pass me, I'll pass you. Now they'll be setting up for a repositioning called the Wedge Repo by the Chansport Company. Introduced in 1940.
Can you wave to the camera, Lily? Say hi.
The world's fastest airplane achieving 405 miles an hour documented in level flight. It was a combat aircraft and a ground attack aircraft that was built around the massive engine. The Pratt
Airplanes
Whitney
fall? No.
2,800 cubic inch engine.
Airplanes fly.
And they did some fantastic aerodynamics on the
Yeah, they're
aircraft to
falling
make
through
it
the
all
sky.
work together.
That's right.
To absorb the power of the engine you're going to hear from your right. In the attack mode, Dave Falk for Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Whoa, we came out of nowhere. Gracious.
I had to let you hear that sound because that is the sound of raw power. Two different types of engines in fighters in World War II. They were the B-12 engines that Allison made in the U.S. and that Rolls-Royce made in the United Kingdom. And they also were the Pratt & Whitneys and other radial engines made here in the United States. One was air-cooled, like the one Dave Falk has coming in from your left. The other one had liquid coolant and a radiator. Dave Falk achieving his private pilot's license at Western Michigan University.
Whoa.
Hear that whistle?
Oh, cool.
One of the names that the enemy had for this aircraft was Whistling Death, because in a dive, with the oil coolers and the leading edge of the wing, it would set up an actual whistle, and the enemy knew that they were in trouble if they heard that, because that would wreak devastation down on their ground area. Aircraft had a great fighter record. It was used well into Korea as a ground attack aircraft because Korea essentially was getting us into the world of jets. Jet was
air show performers in the world.
Hi, Lily. Can you wave?
23, which he just turned 23 last weekend.
Hi.
He's going to demonstrate this beautiful extra.
Do you like the planes?
To you today.
Good.
Now, Kevin has been flying for over
Oh, look.
7 years aerobatic. He got his private pilot's
there.
license at 16. All right, he soloed at 16, drives private pilot's license at 17, drives commercial rating at 18. And now, he's going to show you exactly what this extra 300S can do for you today. Watch the nose, watch the tail.
It's an airplane, isn't it, Lily? The airplane is flying. Airplane.
figure 8. Change the music a little bit, you hear the noise now. From a mere speed of 60, he's going to hit the jet engine, bend it around, and achieve 175 miles an hour while pulling 5 times the force of gravity. Now, Bob spent most of his adult life as a rocket scientist, and he is the man who matched the PBS engine from the Czech Republic, providing 240 pounds of thrust into the Super Salto glider. He did all the fabrication work and all of the test work and wind tunnel work to put this combination together. One of the things we have to worry about at a show with a graceful glider act is a tow plane. With Bob's airplane, you don't have to worry about that, and when you do an overwater show like St. Louis, he doesn't have to brake and run from the airport at a high altitude. With that jet engine that, by the way, you can see right about there behind his canopy on the top of the engine as he does what he calls the twistaroo maneuver, he's able to stay in the area. Very efficient wings, providing a tremendous amount of lift but very little drag. A very light frame, but made of composite material.